Did you know that your hands conceal special signs of luck, resilience, and even ancestral protection? There are auspicious triangles, stars, or even intuition lines similar to a sixth sense that can foretell challenges and dangers in life. In today's video, we will explore these mysterious signs to see what they reveal about your health, career, wealth, and future destiny. If you are interested in fascinating secrets hidden in your hands, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any videos. Hello, thank you for trusting me. Today, I am very happy to analyze your palm. You were born in 1987, and this year you are 38 years old. Looking at your hand overall, both of your palms are quite thick. The palm lines are very clear, and the fingers are straight and plump. With such a hand shape, it usually represents a person with strong willpower, a sociable personality, and someone who can take the lead well. In work, you always show yourself to be a person with firm opinions, practical, realistic, yet also open-minded and perfectionist. This is one of the traits of a hard-working person. Your hand carries a strong fire element. People like this sometimes appear cold and dry on the outside, but in reality, they are bold, daring to face challenges, and fond of change and adventure. For this reason, if conditions are favorable, you are very suitable for jobs related to business and trade. When observing your hand carefully, it can be seen that you possess a relatively thick thumb. More remarkably, on the thumb there is a phoenix eye pattern. People with a phoenix eye are usually very intelligent, wise, and able to perceive matters deeply. This pattern is also called the Buddha's eye or Confucius eye. Those who carry this feature in life often prefer solitude, much like a lone wolf. They have the ability to view issues from multiple perspectives, are intelligent, but tend to prefer working alone. With the phoenix eye pattern on the thumb like this, jobs related to leadership or being in charge are often suitable. However, people with this feature usually share a common trait of being compassionate, and sometimes matters of the heart can partly affect their work and career. If they can separate emotions from work, it will be very beneficial. At the base of the thumb, the finger shape is relatively thick and especially marked with several horizontal lines. This is a sign of a perfectionist nature and a tendency to value money and material possessions. Therefore, such people are good at accumulating wealth and are often quite frugal. Your lifeline runs widely and extends down to the middle of the wrist, reflecting an open and outgoing personality. On this lifeline, there are also several travel lines. In addition, you have karmic virtue lines. These signs show that you are destined to work away from your hometown and may work in many different places and provinces. It is better for you to establish a career elsewhere, and there is potential for you to accumulate wealth from a young age, as your palm shows many favorable signs. Firstly, at your wrist, there are very clear foundation lines that are not broken. This is a sign that you will inherit property from your family or ancestors. On the headline, there are also several triangular formations, indicating a tendency to accumulate assets very early. Especially at the intersection of the lifeline and the headline, there is a large triangle, clearly showing a sign of inheritance from your family. In addition, your palm has a very clear sign, a long line cutting across the lifeline. This indicates that during your youth, around the age of 23 to 25, you may have experienced an incident or health issue. Later on, especially around the ages of 30 and 35, you should also pay attention to matters related to traveling. Perhaps because you enjoy freedom and often engage in work that requires frequent movement, it is best to always remain cautious. However, your palm shows one of the most precious signs, the pragna boat symbol, clearly visible in the center of your palm. In particular, right beneath the pragna boat, there also appears a large and distinct auspicious triangle. These are indicators that you receive great protection and blessings throughout your life. Those who possess the pragna boat often experience a youth filled with frequent movement or a life more turbulent than others. Even if born into a well-off family without much lack, you still choose your own path and seek opportunities for yourself. For this reason, you dislike relying on others and prefer to do things on your own, building everything by yourself. This tendency also makes solitude a frequent part of your life. The pragna boat is like a vessel carrying you adrift on the river of life, at times facing storms, ups and downs, and instability. Therefore, your greatest life goal is to find a clear direction, and perhaps, at this current stage, you have already begun to establish a steady course for yourself. Your palm also shows a fate line that runs long from the wrist upward. People with such a long fate line are often born into families with traditions, professions, or inheritances passed down from ancestors. They always carry the mindset of training themselves, honing strengths, and continuing to develop the family legacy. For this reason, those with a long fate line usually have the qualities to build and grow their careers based on family foundations. However, their youth is not without difficulties, requiring resilience, persistence, and even solitude to overcome life's challenges. Your hand carries a very strong spirit of determination. However, it also reveals that you may face considerable pressure related to marriage and love. This stems from the fact that you possess a deeply etched heart line and a marriage line positioned quite high. Generally, people with such features tend to marry late. Your heart line runs straight toward the Mount of Jupiter and almost does not branch. This type of line represents a person with great ambition, high life goals, and strong action. Perfectionism combined with high ambition often makes you place heavy expectations on others, especially on your life partner. Because of these high expectations, you may sometimes lack trust, which can delay marriage. When entering a relationship, you usually deliberate carefully, weighing whether the other person is truly suitable for you. If you can lower your expectations, marriage will become smoother. Your marriage line is positioned quite high, indicating that the suitable age for marriage is usually after 30. In addition, on the heart line, there appears a large downward-facing triangle. This is a sign of possible troubles, conflicts, or pressure in love and family matters during the period between ages 30 and 35. Therefore, you need to pay special attention during this time. Your fingers overall are fairly straight, but the two fingers representing marriage have a large gap between them. When you close your hand, they do not fit tightly together like others. This sign indicates that in marriage, the two partners are likely to have differences in personality and viewpoints, lacking a certain level of harmony. If you do not know how to balance life, share emotions, and understand each other, this may partly affect your love life and family matters. However, your marriage line is quite straight, and your heart line is also clear. This shows that if you get married, you will be someone who lives for the family, who knows how to take care of and shoulder responsibilities. Therefore, if you have an understanding wife, your relationship will certainly be long-lasting, and your marriage can go far. Your palm also shows many signs related to wealth. On the fate line, there are large triangular formations, which are indicators of a tendency to accumulate assets, as well as many strokes of luck related to money. Property may come from family inheritance or from fortune gained through your own business and trade. You also have strong communication skills. Your Mercury line is very long, and together with the fortune line, it clearly reflects your ability in diplomacy, easily winning others' favor. Signs of wealth also appear on the heart line. The career line shows a tendency to branch out, reflecting that you are quite multi-talented and capable of handling multiple careers or business ventures at the same time. However, during the period between ages 30 and 45, your palm shows signs of financial loss. The money-draining lines running out toward the gaps between your fingers are clear, indicating that in this period, investments or business ventures may have experienced failures or setbacks, affecting your finances. Nevertheless, you are a person with extraordinary willpower and determination. Overall, this palm shows someone with great resilience and the ability to rise above challenges. In terms of finances, this is a favorable hand, indicating a life of comfort and even wealth. In addition, your fingertips are rounded and full, which reflects remarkable creativity. In your work, you always put creativity into everything you do, and thanks to this, your career path develops more smoothly. On this palm, your Mount of Luna is not heavily cut or disrupted. In this area, there also appears an X-shaped mark, which carries multiple meanings. The X sign sometimes reflects certain health issues, specifically a tendency toward kidney or digestive problems. However, on the positive side, it shows that you are a person of extraordinary willpower, intelligence, and determination. Because of this, you have a strong tendency to achieve career development in life. Additionally, you possess 3 very clear wrist lines, which indicate relatively long life expectancy. With a long lifeline and 3 wrist lines, this hand suggests a lifespan of at least over 80 years. Moreover, your fingers show many vertical lines, which reveal that after the age of 40, your business ventures and investments will progress smoothly. Your later years financially will be comfortable, without much to worry about. Regarding children, this palm shows that you may not have many, but the children you do have will tend to develop well. You will receive great support from them, just as in your younger years you benefited from family backing, and later in life you will also be supported by benefactors. In old age, your successful children will assist you greatly. On your palm, the Mount of Jupiter is also quite prominent, and combined with a straight index finger, it indicates leadership ability, management skills, and the capacity to expand business or take charge. This is one of the palms that signify both prestige and prosperity. When both hands are compared, a clear similarity can be seen. However, on your right hand, there is a weaker sign. The headline is broken in one section. Combined with the money loss lines on your left hand and the break in the headline, it can be assessed that around the age of 30, you experienced a major turning point in life. This could have been a failure in your career or a certain loss that forced you to change your work. Yet, afterward, in the middle of your palm, a very large, auspicious triangle appeared. This is a sign that you receive miraculous protection from your ancestors or encounter great fortune in life. In addition, there is also a star mark right on the headline, which is another special lucky sign, showing that you often escape dangers or, when facing difficulties at work, you always find helping hands and support. On your lifeline, there are also branches reaching upward to the Mount of Jupiter, called intuition lines. They function like a sixth sense, helping you overcome challenges and even warning you of dangers in advance. Moreover, you also have parallel supporting lifelines, which indicate that external influences are unlikely to harm you. Although between the ages of 30 and 35, you may have undergone surgery, faced unexpected accidents, difficulties, or financial losses, with your willpower you manage to overcome them with relative ease. This is one of the good signs on your palm. Overall, this palm shows that you are someone with determination and health, so there is no need for excessive worry. In the near future, you may still face some challenges, but as long as you strengthen your willpower and face them head-on, you will overcome them. It is highly likely that you will find a new direction in work, business, or investments. In the coming time, new opportunities or advancements in life may appear. This is also the stage when you are considering changing yourself, your job, or the scale of your activities. If you reorganize your work from the beginning or make use of your existing strengths, your career will achieve very good progress. Your hand also carries many spiritual tendencies. First, you possess the sign of the pragna boat. Second, on your hand, there are spiritual lines as well as the phoenix eye pattern. This shows that if you have the conditions and time, you will be a person who lives with faith, believes in karma, and cares about others. Therefore, doing good deeds, releasing living beings, and praying for everyone will be very beneficial for your future. This is the complete palm reading analysis for you. If you're watching this video, I wish you much success and fulfillment in life. Thank you very much.